You are listening to Stribling's New York on 710 AM WOR Radio, an iHeartMedia station on your digital dial. We are sponsored by MC Home Loans, the foremost mortgage bank for residential mortgages. Their number is 844-667-7300. Remarkably, the boss will answer the phone when you call, Melissa Cohn, who has my favorite website of all time because she has her own special suffix. It's www.melissacohn.mortgage, MELISSACOHN.MORTGAGE. Again, 844-667-7300. We have some fascinating guests here today from a company called Lofty, LOFTY.com. And I'm here with Sarah Shinn Pratt and Erica Raphael. Hello, how are you both today?
Hello.
Great, thanks for having us.
So rather than have me do a long-winded introduction, because I already talked too much, Sarah, tell me a little bit about Lofty, what you do.
Sure. Well, Lofty.com is an online marketplace for art and antiques. We sell fine art, including paintings, prints, photography, and decorative arts. And the thing that distinguishes us from other sites is that we are a fixed-price marketplace. We have a network of very qualified experts to give free evaluations. And if we think it is worth between $1,000 and $50,000, we will offer to put it on our site for free with our expert evaluations and fair market pricing. And we try to sell it for you. There's no cost to list. We take a 25% commission. We handle the packing, shipping, and insurance, and it's great for people who have objects in that mid-range. They're not quite comfortable selling it on eBay. They also may not want to deal with customers directly. They may not want to deal with authenticity guarantees, which we cover, and that's it in a nutshell.
Is this like the movie Trading Places where Eddie Murphy says, "Oh, you guys as bookies"? What's your cut, Erica? Are you up? Erica is blocked by my video screen here, but I hear you.
So we take a 25% commission, which is very competitive when you compare it to a local or regional auction house or working with a traditional dealer, and we're able to charge such competitive rates because we do everything virtually. So the seller keeps possession of their item in their home until we actually find a buyer. And we do the entire evaluation process based on photographs that the sellers submit. And that allows us to keep our costs down and allows us to pass those savings on to the sellers.
And that's actually one of the big pluses of Lofty, too, the fact that you can keep possession of it. Because having worked for an auction house, a major auction house for many years, I know how often a piece of art has to be handled in order to make it to the final exhibition floor, and then what happens to it afterwards. And so, especially in terms of real estate, if somebody wants to keep possession of their piece while their house is being staged for sale, or they just want to continue to use it while it's being offered for sale, it's quite a good service.
Yeah, so let's say, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. Like I have a darling little Ames chair that I have. And I want to contact you. What do? I take a picture of it first? How do we get rolling?
Yeah, we work on smartphones. Really easy. You submit a few photos, condition comments, and any background information you have, dimensions, and we get back to you very fast, within 2 or 3 days, with an evaluation.
And how do you guys make the evaluation?
So we have a network of experts like Sarah, who's appeared pretty often on the Antiques Roadshow, and many appraisers and experts that are formerly of the major auction houses. They work with us on a freelance basis. We send them the photos and information about the items that are in their categories of expertise, and they shoot us back an email with their suggested pricing and comments on marketability and if and how they think we can help sell it.
So this is a fantastic online service, which I wish I would have had many years ago when I had valuable things that I always had things that weren't good enough to go to Sotheby's or Christie's or something like that, and ended up having to go to the Salvation Army and
that's pretty much our sweet
got killed
spot, actually.
because as a result of that.
Our range is from roughly 1,000 to 50,000, and that's exactly the sort of sweet spot that the major auction houses are ignoring. So we are hitting that spot, and of course there are regional auction houses that would love to have property in that range, but again, we are an international marketplace. Our site is translated into Russian, Mandarin. we have a sales force that just goes out and tries to sell it. So it just doesn't just get put into an auction and expect people to find it. We also don't do auction. We're a fixed price marketplace. So unlike at an auction, if something doesn't sell, it is not permanently burned by being on a database and being shown as not having sold. And that becomes...
Can somebody make an offer on one of your...
Absolutely. If the price is $1,500 and you want to make an offer of $1,200, we will relay that offer to the seller.
Okay, so that's great. So then does anybody know ultimately what it went for?
At the moment, we don't publish the prices. That's just a policy decision we have now. Maybe in the future we will. But if somebody were to call and say, let's say you were an appraiser and you were curious what this George Rodriguez sold for, we would be happy to tell you. But we're not publishing a price list.
Oh, well, in fact, I'm just reminded I was supposed to send your information to a friend who has something that she bought years ago at an auction. Am I allowed to say Sotheby's? I think it once belonged to Noel Coward. I'm not. It's a figurine or something like that. So she just sends you a photo, and
actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the air, but somebody who knows you did actually recently contact me, and
oh, good.
We are helping her.
Wonderful. Maybe I did send the email. I'm just having a senior moment. So, numbers-wise, how many items do you have? How many baubles, bangles, and beads and things are you selling at one time? Do you know those kind of numbers?
Yeah, we have several thousand items on sale at any one time, and we have actually a very quick sell-through rate. So most of the property we sell sells within 6 weeks. So it's much faster than going to a traditional auction house where you might have to wait several months for your item to get included in an appropriate sale. You send us the items. Within a couple days, you'll have an appraisal or evaluation, and a few days after that, it can be listed online and sold.
I'm
quickly
laughing here
after
because I know so little about arts and antiques, and I just remembered like a good word, but I'm not. I like when they go and explain what's the provenance. Yes, the provenance. What about books? Do you or does that cover it? I have some antique books. What they're not antiques, whatever. I don't know. Some first edition books at home.
That's not one of our strong points because there are some sites that are really doing that very well. So we sort of are not trying to compete with them. But,
okay.
But on the buy side, I just wanted to say that.
Tell me more.
The prices that are listed there, that's it. So we're not adding a buyer's premium, which is nice. And we are doing the negotiating between the buyer and the seller, and they don't have to deal with each other directly. Mm-hmm. And I think also a really good feature is that the prices we put these things at are fair market value. They're not high retail. They're not like some sites which are basically supplied by dealers. So it's a fair price for buyers, and it's a great price for the seller because if they were going to sell to a dealer, for example, that's probably what they would get from a dealer.
Well, look, this is truly how the internet is changing things dramatically because it just used to be it's the same with anything like tickets to a baseball or a basketball or a football game. So people would sometimes just have to give up their seats or give them away. Now they can sell them for 10 cents on the dollar or for 1,000% on the dollar, depending if you live in New York or Philadelphia. I don't know if you follow the 76ers. You could buy a courtside seat for about $5 there now. Anyway, we have somebody coming on in about 2 minutes, and we have to wrap up. But it was wonderful for you to join us. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
So it's lofty.com, LOFTY.com.